All right, a simple controller. So we're gonna use our first Flask make controller command, and by convention, I will use PascalCase, so upper camel case. When I list out controllers, I will make resources singular, not plural. So if I'm talking about posts, I will do post instead of posts. In this case, I'm going to look at recipe um, because we've been working kind of, as if you've been following along, we've been working with this cooker app, which lists a whole bunch of recipes. Um, so we would have a recipe controller. We actually already have a recipe controller in that. We got that was good. We have that created for us from the Flask make view. Um, so in order to kind of show you this, not mess up or um, throw off our other app, I created a brand new Flask application with our Flask new command. So Flask new my project. I will just cd into my project and then I will run the project. Okay. And then, so my project came up over here. So there's our hello world. And here is our brand new project. And so if I go into app controllers, I have the main controller, that's it. If I want to make a recipe controller, so this is where you're thinking about your structure more than you're thinking about the page. Instead of saying, I just need a page that shows a list of all the recipes, I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to need a page for a list of all the recipes. I'm going to need a page to show a recipe. I'm going to need a page to create a recipe, store a recipe, update a recipe, delete a recipe. I'm going to need a page for all those things. And I'm going to need a place to work through that logic, and that's my controller. If you are new to web development, that's what the controller does. It's going to be kind of the orchestrator of putting data into your database, retrieving data out of your database, and handing it to the view. So we are going to we're in my projects. So we are not in a virtual environment, so I can use my Flask commands. So Flask make controller. And this is just the convention I'm going to go with. So I'm going to use PascalCase. So recipe, singular, and I'm going to end everything that's a controller with the word controller. And that really helps me when I'm looking for things. When I need to find a file and I know it's a controller, I can just press Command-Shift-P and do a search in VS Code and start typing controller, and then I see all my controllers and I can quickly navigate to my controller. So Flask make controller, recipe controller. And this is going to do a very simple thing. It's going to make a single file, which is the recipe controller file, and it's going to have a class that has pass in it, and that's it. So let's just see it. So there it is. It does two things, I guess I should have said. One was this that we talked about. The other thing that it did is it registered that recipe controller in my controller's init file. So yeah, maybe you'll use this if you just want the controller and you're not going to do RESTful actions or something like that. You could use it that way. I see people using this though more for the RESTful actions, which I'll get to in another video. Now, I do want to show you something here. We have this controller, which is doing nothing except for just says pass, and pass just basically prevents an error from occurring for us. Really, I think I put pass in there, and that's kind of an indicator to me that I need to come in and fill that out. So future Drew will have work. All right, let's close this. And let's suppose, let's kill here everything. Suppose we were in an actually developed app that had some things in it other than the Fresh app that we were just in. And we've been working on this cooker app for a while. So let's run that and let me just show you what would happen. So, just if you haven't been following along, that's fine too. If you have been following along, you know about this cooker app that we've been working on. And it has, if I come over here and look at the app controllers, it has a recipe controller right here. And it would be really bad, like if I wrote that command in here and all this got wiped out. And so, fair or not, I put guide lines in there for this to not do that. So if you say Flask make controller and recipe controller, and you pressed enter, you're like, don't do it, Drew. You're going to wipe this whole controller out. Don't worry. It just gives you a warning. Hey, the controller file already exists. No changes were made. So this thing looks exactly as it did. So it's just a safeguard in the event that you do something like that. I totally could see myself doing that. So that's why I wrote that safeguard. All right. We'll see you in the next video.